Yes, sir. What is going on, y'all? Happy Monday to everybody. February 24th, 2020. And welcome to Coob's Corner number 4. And we are starting this week off on the right foot. I have 4 things that I want to talk about today that I kind of outlined and really thought were powerful for me today. So I wanted to share with you guys. And we're going to get it going right now. So, number 1, coming from a book, Dare to Lead. Coming from page 255, Dare to Lead, fantastic book talking about leadership, management, whether it's in the sport world, the workforce, kind of the outside workforce, what have you, corporate world, whatever, parenting and whatnot. But this one really struck me today. I wanted to share this quote with you all to set off this episode on this Monday. And it goes like this: what's true but seems counterintuitive is that we don't trust people who don't struggle, who don't have bad days or go through bad times. Fantastic, right? And again, I like the counterintuitive thing because, again, I think when we sit here and we think about people we look up to, and it's social media or it's the news or it's people that we talk to, it's always good stuff. It's positive stuff for the most part, especially if the people that are posting it, it's coming from them. It's always going to be the good stuff. Rarely do we show the bad stuff, but we all know that, again, no matter who you are, where you come from, whatever, you go through hard times. And if we only showcase the good ones, and that's kind of the vibe and the story we try to portray through our different posts and what we talk and whatnot, it's cool. It's all good. Yes, it's positive, but at the same time, I don't think it makes it very relatable. Right? I'm going through hard times. I don't want to be around somebody that just says that they've never gone through that stuff where it always seems peppy. Like, I can't relate to that if I'm going through a struggle. Or if I've been there and done that, like, I want to be around people who have been in those same situations. I want to know that you've gone through some shit and now that you've seen better days as a result of going through that, having perspective, persevering. Those are the people that we look up to. Or the people that work really hard, that it never came easy. Those are the people that we look up to. And that's what this is getting at. So, to me, when it comes to telling our stories, whether it's me doing this thing and saying, oh, I always had a great day. Well, no, like, today wasn't that great. I mean, it was cool, but I try to find the positives in it, whatever. But, like, was it some elite day? No, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. But I think being real about that stuff is always going to put us in a good spot in terms of relating. And it might not seem like that in the moment, but ultimately down the road, we're going to create better connections with people and with others as a result of being real about going through tough stuff as well as the really good stuff as well. So, really positive one right there. Number two, coming from a podcast with Father Mike. His last name is escaping me, but I listen to his podcast every single week. A Catholic priest up in the Minnesota Duluth area, working with the cow and setting kids up there, and some really cool stuff. And a very simple quote that he expresses, not every time he talks, but some of the time. He says, don't feel good, but be good. Don't feel good, but be good. And again, I think when people think about goodness or feeling good or whatnot, they think, oh, like sitting on the couch, that makes you feel good. That's fantastic. Or sitting back and crushing beers every single day, that makes you feel good. But is that doing good? I would argue not. And the way that he chooses to coin that stuff is really powerful too, because in terms of being good, that doesn't mean that you have to be good all the time in terms of the sense of everything that you do. Like, of course you're going to slip up, but that's the process of being good, is going through the hard and the bad times, just like I just talked about in the previous thing, where if I'm just feeling good all the time, if I'm literally feeling good all the time, physically, mentally, spiritually, am I challenging myself? Probably not. Probably not, because again, if my body always feels good, did I push it in the weight room today or on that run? Probably not. Or spiritually, if I'm always feeling good, no, mentally, no. Am I saying go to the brink of exhaustion? Not that either. No, sir. But if we're looking to do good and feel good, we have to do good first. We have to, because ultimately, again, in the long run, that's what's going to make that goodness surface, and we're going to be a lot better because of it. So again, don't feel good, but be good. Coming from Father Mike, shout out to him. I'm sure as these things progress too, I'm going to have a lot more from him on there as well. So number 2. Now number 3, coming from a book, Stillness is the Key. Ryan Holiday, fantastic author. I just picked up Ego is the Enemy, another book that he wrote a little while ago. Once I finish up the stuff that I'm reading now, I'm jumping into that. But a phenomenal thinker. He's got a lot going on in terms of leadership and stillness, just like the title of this book talks about, ego, pride, whatever. Great guy in that sense, but he has a quote here, and again, I think it's almost a counterintuitive idea for most of us, and it goes like this. People don't understand that the hardest thing is actually doing something that is close to nothing. One more time. People don't understand that the hardest thing is actually doing something that is close to nothing. So what is he getting at here? Does that mean we need to sit around and do nothing all day and that's just our life? No. What he's getting at is this. We have to be comfortable enough with ourselves to sit here and do nothing and think and be with ourselves sometimes. Right? It's easy now. We got phones, we got TVs, we got friends, we got family. We can always be doing stuff. But if we don't ever address the things that need to be addressed by being still and being alone, that stuff is always going to creep up. And more times than not, when we don't want it to, we're in the worst case situation. If we keep suppressing feelings or emotions or things that we're not too confident in or proud about when it comes to our own lives, again, that's always going to surface and probably not when we want it to. So it's really hard sometimes just to not do anything, to sit there. But if you can do that, you're going to be okay, because that means you're comfortable with sitting with yourself for longer periods of time, and that's always going to play out. Because again, if we can be comfortable with ourselves, and we can portray that comfort level to others, and that's going to influence them in a really positive way. So again, maybe this week, if you're looking for a challenge or something you need to get better at, sit down and just be with yourself. Nothing. I mean, an empty room, in your car, whatever. Sit there, be still, be quiet for a few minutes, and see what kind of comes to the surface, whether it's in my soul, my mind, my heart, whatever. See what comes about, and those things that come about are probably the things that I need to address. So some pretty cool stuff from Ryan Holiday right there. And lastly, talking about flow state. And after my workout today, I went and sat in the sauna, and I was thinking about flow state. And I was kind of in there, sitting down. I just had a great workout. Now I'm sweating. It's hot. I got my hoodie up, got my sweats on, so I'm going. And these ideas are just coming to me. These creative ideas, this, that, or the other. I want to do a million things that are just coming to me. So I'm in this flow state. And one of the things that I thought about that I think is really interesting and not a coincidence when it comes to flow state is this. It would be really nice to just sit here and get in the flow state without doing anything. That wouldn't take much, and that would be really, really cool. But it wouldn't be that impactful because you don't have to work to maintain that or accomplish it. So I don't think it's any coincidence or just random idea or thought that in order to get into flow state, that you have to get up off your butt and do some sort of physical activity, walk around the block, go for a jog, work out, whatever, to get those endorphins flowing, the blood flowing, whatever, to allow you the opportunity to actually get into flow state. And again, I don't think it's any coincidence that you have to do that stuff to get in there, because where does creative stuff come from? Where do ideas come from? It's doing, it's creating, it's going, it's perspective seeking, it's creating different volumes of work or writing or reading or whatever. It's doing. And the more we do, the better opportunities we have to create something novel or cool or new or something that fulfills us. But in order to do those things, we have to get up off our butt, literally, sometimes, more times than not, literally get up and go. Go and just do. And don't be afraid of judgment or whatever. And it's easy to say that, but once you start getting positive momentum in that arena, man, I'm telling you what. So for me, it's a workout. It's sitting in the sauna, focusing on my breathing. That's how I kind of achieve that stuff. Does it always happen? No, because I haven't mastered it yet. But it happens every once in a while, and I am getting better. And the only reason I am getting better, because again, I'm going, I'm trying. So it's not woe is me, look at me. It's just something I was thinking about today that I did. Again, I don't think it's any coincidence that you got to get up and go to make that stuff happen. So I hope that brings some sort of value, some aspect of that spoke to you today. And again, it's just Monday, so we're just kicking this week off. Got a lot of time and more work and more hours to go. But I encourage you guys, if you're watching this, to keep going, keep running the race, because it is just Monday. Instead of just thinking of it as just Monday, we have a whole bunch of opportunities that lie ahead in the coming days, in the coming weeks. So let's make that stuff happen. Attack the day. Appreciate you guys. Coob's Corner number 4. We are out of here. Have a great night.